before I start with my rant, shout out to 313 Hitman. You hit me up on the video, kind of did a little come at me thing. So you're the only, on Micro Mike too, but you didn't do none of that. But I know you're a Lion fan. You're the only other person that I know that I hit up on YouTube. Shout out to you guys. Congratulations on your win. On your first win. Soak it up, seriously, because I don't know how much your team's going to get. But you beat us, and that's all that matters. Congratulations. Enjoy it. On to my rant. Okay. Now, that force throw that Rivers did to Keenan Allen that gave us the interception in the end was uncalled for. I'm not going to blame Phillip Rivers for this game. Just for that pass that cost us a game. He could have went. And if T.Y. Long actually made a field goal, he could have went into overtime. So shame on Rivers for that. Bad call, bad judgment call. You know better than that shit. Being around for too long. This is the reason why I say, a lot of the reasons why I don't like our coaches. Our offensive coach, our defensive coach, Gus and Ken. I'll get on to them for a minute. Okay, so they see that the running game's not working, and they keep doing it anyway. I don't understand Lynn's problem. He's an idiot. All coaches are idiots. But we're doing it anyway. Our defense is only doing a good job like towards the end zone. Other than that, they played like shit most of the game. Okay, you got 2 picks from Matthew Stafford. I'll give you that. No sacks. The shitty ass Lions, and we got no sacks. That's terrible. Injuries, by the way. I don't know who number 31 is, but he was limping off. Mike Williams was limping. I don't know if he'll be at next week's game. Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram were both limping. Did you see the way they were playing towards the end of the game? They couldn't run that full speed. That's great, you know. More injuries because of our poor conditioning staff and training camp that Dean Spanos doesn't pay for. That's why I keep saying the curse of Dean Spanos. T.Y. Long, I don't know how you fucking miss a field goal twice, and we still get to stay in the game because the Lions field goal missed a 1-point and a 3-point field goal. Just like with the Colts, that's how we stayed in the game. It's because they keep missing their field goals. And we still can't capitalize off that shit. We had so many fucking penalties in this game. It was ridiculous. What were you doing during training camp, Lane? Not training? Grabbing each other's asses? Patting each other on the back? Because clearly you didn't do a good fucking job. I already said from day one I was pissed off at I didn't like Tom last year as our GM, but people are like, no, he got us Joey Bosa. What did Tom do for the free agency that protect our offensive or defensive line? He didn't do shit. Look at our line. We're worse than last year. I don't care if this is the second game. You had 4 games of preseason. You had all training camp to get ready. You played like shit against the Colts. You played like shit against the Lions. Fucking 10-13. Austin Ekeler twice got into the end zone. Twice we got fucking a holding call and hitting the back or whatever it was that cost Austin Ekeler a touchdown, which would have gave us fucking 7 on the board. And then Austin Ekeler keeps jumping over the line, holding on the ball with 1 hand instead of 2, and fumbles the ball at the end zone. He fumbled the ball in preseason doing something, and then he fumbles the ball now. You're a small guy. Hold on to the ball with both hands. We never had much of a running game, but when we had Gordon, we had somewhat of a running game. We had a running game that we can get touchdowns, not a running game that we average 100 to 200 yards each game. Gordon wasn't like that. He was a power runner, not an LT runner. Gordon wasn't going to get us 30-some touchdowns a year. Wasn't going to run 1,500 to 1,800 yards a year. He could barely get 1,000 one time. This game was freaking awful. You think we're going to go in and beat the Texans like this next week? We could probably just count that as a loss. We're probably going to have a hard time against Miami. I believe Michael Badgley will be playing next week, so that's going to help us with our kicking problem. Perryman played one time, and then he was out for the rest of the game. We need to drop Perryman. I like the dude. He's good when he's not injured, and he's almost always injured. Perryman's got to go. How many penalties did we get? I thought I was watching a Raiders game. We probably gave up, a couple hundred yards on penalties? It was ridiculous. We have way more penalties than I've seen in a long time. This was a game that we should have had 27 to 30 points. If you would have told me the Chargers were going to only score 10 against the Lions, I would have said bullshit. It's the Lions. We're not going against the Patriots, which, by the way, we did score more when we had a better team. Mike Williams had a couple awesome catches. Hope he gets better. You know, if he's not 100%, he don't need to play next week, because most likely the Texans are going to be a guaranteed loss. No reason to hurt any of our players in a guaranteed loss. Did you see the way this team played today? Are you telling me they're going to try against the Texans? The Chargers like to always start off slow and play like shit. Maybe we'll get a win or two and wait towards the end of October before they start racking up wins. And that's why we've only been in the playoffs twice in the last 10 years. And have we got any divisional titles that have a home playoff game? No. We haven't had a home divisional title since the LT days. It's ridiculous. This was a must-win game if we had any shot going to the playoffs. Because we were too injured. We're going to be injured all year. All our tough teams are going to be in the second half. You're not going to go beat Green Bay playing like this. You're not going to beat the Bears playing like this. You're not going to beat the Vikings playing like this. If you couldn't handle the Lions defense, what do you think you're going to do against the Bears defense? Field goal all the way to the end and win? No. Now, this is 3 out of the last 4 games I've been to that the Chargers left a bad taste in my mouth. The last game I went was against the Texans, Monday Night Football, where we had a 3-touchdown lead and lost. But then they beat the Browns last year. The preseason game this year, when we had the lead, and then we let the Saints beat it. I know it's preseason, but still. And I saw the way we did on preseason that we weren't going to go anywhere. And we look how the way we've been playing the last 2 games. That's why the team needs to play on preseason, because we need to get this bullshit bug out of their system. And now the game against the Lions. That's why I said, no way am I dropping $300 to go to see the Chargers against the Bears on a team that's not going to try 100%. No matter how good we do this year or not, we as fans need to demand that Tom needs to be replaced and that the coaches need to be replaced. This is a problem. Our GMs should be on the ball, wanting to make sure that our line to protect Rivers and to protect our running backs should be top notch. It's not. Same thing with our defense. It's not. He's not doing his job. If he's not doing his job, he needs to go. Lynn is not a good coach. Mike McCoy took it to the playoffs once too, remember? Doesn't make you a good coach because you took it to the playoffs. Lynn's not going to take us to the playoffs this year. I can almost guarantee we're not going to the playoffs this year. Unless we're facing the Giants and Miami's every single game the rest of the season, maybe. Ken needs to go. Ken sucks. I said last show I wanted Ken gone too. Ken was good when we first got him, and then we let him go, and then we picked him up again. But Ken needs to go. Gus needs to go. They both need to go. Both bad coaches. Why are we paying a bad coach? We see plays that work, we don't use them. We use plays that don't work, and then we keep doing it. Okay, Austin Ekeler got 1 yard. Let's do it again, and again, and again. It's not working. He's not a big guy. I would have liked to seen Justin use more. Austin Ekeler is an all-around guy. It's the reason why we didn't use Danny Woodhead and Darren Sproles all the damn time as a running back. He was everything because that's what they're meant to be. The smaller guys are meant to be everything. One touchdown. One. I said last week we didn't deserve that win. This week we didn't get that win. To me, neither team deserved that win. This should have been that tie game. Lions should have beaten Arizona last week. This should have been the tie game. It was a god-awful game. We lost to a god-awful team. And what does that tell you about us? Well, shout out to LA Original, Mr. Clam, Mr. Genki 55, Oceanside 760, Manny Mosa, and all the other Charger guys who I did not call out. Fucking terrible, dude. Terrible. I picked up a few of these pins. Lions for the Charger Bengals. I do all the games. I think I got a lot of pins that to show how many losses we have. And then I picked up the home opener shirts. It's probably one of the few times I actually get to buy something Chargers out here in Michigan. I had to deal with one asshole in front of us trying to, because it was me and two other Charger guys sitting next to each other. This guy kept trying to fight at the last fourth quarter. What the fuck are you doing? Your team's winning. Why are you acting like a bitch? But it was him and one other guy outside. Other than that, it wasn't as bad as it was in Cleveland. It was nice seeing a lot of Charger fans out here. It was nice meeting the boat guard. As night meeting O-side. As night meets a lot of the other Charger guys. I wish I knew a website when they took all these pictures at the party yesterday and earlier today what it was going to be on. I got to look all over for them. I never asked. I don't know why. But I'm going to be looking for those pictures and post them on Instagram if I can find them. I got a couple people that from Oceanside that I got the Facebook page. And it was cool meeting one that actually knows me from Twitter. Now, I was like, dude, I don't even really go on Twitter like once a month. And that's usually just to talk shit. Twitter sucks. And he's from Oceanside too. But anyway, this video is going on too long. Again, congratulations, Lions fan, on this win. Soak it up. You're going to need it. You got a long haul ahead of you guys. Get your next project winning against until the Giants. Michael Mike, Hitman, soak it up. I don't want to try and say I'm taking anything away from your win. But if anybody who watched the game, you could tell it was a garbage game, straight up through and through. I'm going to upload this video a little bit later, not right now, because it's like 15 minutes. It's going to take forever. And the iPhones suck when you upload a video, because if you don't keep the screen on all the time, it doesn't upload. It actually stops it, and you have to start over doing all that shit. So I'm going to wait until I get home. I was trying to see if they had like an after party or something, but everybody was leaving. Even a lot of the Lions fans were packing up and leaving too. So, it was still cool. It was still a fun day. I had fun. It was actually really fun. Rained a couple times and it stopped. And it was a pretty cool day until actually the Charger game started. If it wasn't for the game, it would have been a perfect day. I can see actually tailgating funner than going to the game sometimes, because you can just listen to the game outside. If I would have the money, I would probably end up just going to Chicago and just go outside, but I don't have that kind of money now because I blew it on concerts and shit. Because I didn't want to spend $300 on a ticket just for me, let alone $300 just for someone to go with me. Anyway, Moldog out. I'll see you guys next week for the Texans game.